Hey guys, this is Eric from Figure Unboxing, and in this video we're going to take a look at Figma number 325, Majima Goro from the game Yakuza. Again, I didn't play the game, but the character looks pretty cool, and that's why I got the figures. The first figure they made from Yakuza looks really bad. This one seems to be a little bit better, but anyways, here's the left of the box, here is the right of the box, and here is the back of the box. And that's not wasting any more time, and bust this thing open and see what we got. And here we have the figures still in there in the packaging, and I think he came with a bare minimum, no more no less, and let's check out the figure itself. And here we have the figure itself, and my first impression on the figure is actually not bad. Definitely better than the first one in terms of look. It's very aesthetically pleasing, everything looks really nice, and I really like the texture on his jacket. You can actually feel like the snake skin or something, or crocodile, I think it's crocodile. But yeah, it looks pretty good. And let's jump straight into the articulation. And for the articulation, let's quickly go over from the neck down. He can look up, he can look down, you can turn his head no problem. And his shoulder is just on a standard ball joint, and you can raise his arm up about this much, and you do have shoulder swivel, bicep swivel, and you can curl about this much, and you do have the ball wrist. And for the ab crunch, you can bend forward about this much, which is pretty good. And the jacket is on a softened material, so it won't get into your way. And you can't really bend backwards due to the design on the jacket, obviously. And for the hip, they're still using this pull down thing, so you can pull it down. It gives you a little bit more range, but again, it becomes really flimsy. I think he can still stand, but I just don't like it when my figure is a little bit flimsy like that. And you can kick it up about this high for the leg. You can bend about this much, and you do have some side-to-side pivot with the Figma joint. It's pretty good considering the design, but you don't have a toe hinge. And yeah, that's it for the articulation, and let's jump straight into the accessories. And for the accessories, we can start with the default face, and I think it definitely looks better compared to Kazuma in terms of accuracy. This one just looks so crappy, I don't know why. But yeah, let's move on. And next up, we have a yelling expression, and I think it looks pretty decent as well. And lastly, we have a crazy laughing expression, and this one is probably my favorite. I like the idea of crazy gangster that is not afraid of anything. And next up, we get a bunch of interchangeable hands in the Figma stand, and let's try out the hands one by one. Alright, so first off, we get a pair of display open hands, and these are pretty standard for Figma figures, and it looks pretty good. And next up, he came with one right hand to hold the cigarettes, and of course these are really small, so you have to be really careful with it. And it looks pretty good. And then he gets one right hand for him to hold the suicidal samurai knife, and it's very nicely painted and sculpted, and let's try this on. And here we have him assemble with the knife, and it looks pretty awesome. And lastly, he came with a pair of hands for him to hold the baseball bat, and I would assume you can take this part off and slide it onto his hand, and yes you can, and let's try it out. Alright, so here I have him assemble with the baseball bat, and he looks pretty gangster, and I really like it. And yeah, that's it for the accessories, and let's jump straight into the size comparison. And for the size comparison, let us start with Kazuma from the same series, and I think this guy really needs a 2.0. It doesn't even look like they're from the same series. It looks like a Figma from 2009 or something, and they're only really 1 year apart, so I'm not even sure what happened here. But anyways, let's move on. And next up, we have some Mexico 112 Collective, some SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures, and then we have some SH Figuarts Naruto figures, SH Figuarts Street Fighters, some American IP SH Figuarts, SH Figuarts Kamen Riders, and lastly we have some recent Figma figures, and let's jump straight into the final thoughts. Alright, so for the final thoughts, I think the figure is pretty decent. I really like the character design. The whole mafia and gangster theme is really awesome. But at the same time, I feel like it's just another Figma to me because I'm not that attached to the character. But for people who play the video game, I think you're going to like it a lot more. He doesn't really come with a whole lot, but he's got beautiful paintwork, beautiful sculpt. The quality of the figure feels really, really nice. But anyways, I think that's it from me, and do let me know in the comments on what you guys think. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.